Still got a couple minutes. I just flipped the switch to go live on YouTube around the world. So, welcome to my vast YouTube audience around the world. Obviously, I'm on the road. Where might I be? Where's Greg teaching yoga from today? Actually, I have no idea. I was just driving in my car and wandered over to someone's house inadvertently. They let me in and barricaded in their bedroom. Anyway, if you're just getting in, welcome. Let's take a couple minutes on the back. Let's begin doing nothing immediately. So I'm going to stay kind of close to the computer, but after that, I'm going to move back so the lighting will be better. I'm going to have a Frosty LaCroix. The occupant of the house had some in their fridge. Welcome if you're just getting in. Welcome, friends around the world. Nice to see you. Welcome to my local audience in the Bay Area. Welcome to family members. Welcome to, if you're brand new, the algorithm dropped you off. Somehow AI knows that you need yoga. So settle in on your back. It's Wednesday yoga. I call it Yin's Day. Terribly clever, isn't it? Yin for yin yoga. Nice deep breath together. Just lay on your back for about 60 minutes. I'm going to go out to my car and smoke cigarettes. Actually, I'm just going to sit in lotus posture and let the friends get in around the world. Nice to have you on board. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. Not yet. You probably had a busy day so far, filled with activities and such. So we'll take a couple minutes and let all that dissolve. Hey, welcome if you're just getting in. Uh-oh, got an echo here. Fix that. I think that'll fix the echo. Anyway, welcome to my Bay Area friends. Nice to see you. It's the start of Wednesday self-care yin yoga. We got a couple more minutes on the back, no particular rush. Maybe you can see I'm on the road. I am at the road at my beloved sister's house. It's great to see my sister and my wonderful family members, some of whom are on the call with me, some are in the very same house. What's that horror film where they say, they're in the same house? So this is not that. This is yin yoga. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you. Anyway, I'm in the spare bedroom. It seems to be fine, and we'll be on the back for a couple more minutes. I think I'm going to play with the lighting a little bit, so don't mind me. You guys stay nice and relaxed. There, that's different. Perhaps not better. Okay, let's do about a couple minutes of diaphragmatic breathing, just breathing down from our belly button. Of course, that can be done if you're seated or on your back. Relax, take a load off. Welcome to my YouTube, friends. Nice YouTube turnout tonight. I can see that on the analytics. Welcome if you're brand new. Sometimes the algorithm will just drop you off into yoga, and we wonder how that happens, but usually it's serendipitous. It's cosmic coincidence working in your favor. Could be time to do some yoga. And this is yoga for everybody. If you're a contortionist or a circus performer, we'd love to have you on board, but if you are, I don't know, maybe you're over 50, or maybe you're working through an injury, or maybe you think you can't do yoga, but this is yoga for everybody. If you just try it out, I think you'll find that you can do more than you think, and I'll take good care of you. Anyway, one more minute on the back. Okay, really big, deep inhale together. Exhale, let it all go. We are calm and peaceful souls. Good, then we're going to wiggle our fingers and toes and circulate endogenous morphines through our body. And who doesn't like endogenous morphines? Circulate them around. And if you're on your back, you take your arms back over your head, give yourself a good long stretch, search around for that first thing in the morning stretchy feeling. Good, now you might draw your knees in and roll around on your back a little bit. Good, my friends, let's roll up and issue Wednesday salutations. Obviously, I'm in a different studio, so welcome to my local friends in the Bay Area. I'm in Sacramento visiting my beloved sister and nephew and his lovely lady, and I'm just really having a good time up here. Nothing like family love. Yoga is good, prayer is good, meditation is good, but tied for first is family love and interaction. So that's really good. If you're brand new, the algorithm dropped you off, stay, give it a try. If you maybe you need to heal, feel better in your mind and body. But Wednesday is gentle yoga. On Monday, we did cartwheels, backflips, push-ups, handsprings, burpees. It was brutal. But now on Wednesday, it's makeup yoga, so we get to heal. And I can use it as well. So I'm introducing a particular surface to do yoga on tonight that you may find unusual, weird, and wacky. And if you don't, well, I'm sure you probably don't have one, but this is just like a 3-inch memory foam cushion. I've been using this to work on my own practice and working through an injury that I suffered a couple of weeks ago. And I've discovered something very interesting that yin and restorative yoga, I have found personally in my own experience from doing it a lot, that it really helps to increase or amplify the sense of getting into my parasympathetic or relax and restore nervous system. So I really like that. And you may not have this, but maybe I'm suggesting, friends, and I know this sounds wacky, you could do yoga on your bed. And there's no reason you can't. You could take your laptop into your bedroom. No one's going to bother you. And if somebody in your house is bothering you over how you do yoga, just lock the door, lock them out, leave them out. But if you want to just do yoga on your regular floor, that's fine. If I talk very much more without doing yoga, I'm probably going to disperse and dissolve my entire audience. But I'm going to buy about 50 of these babies and make sure all that my local friends have one of these. It's really cool. It has a smooth hypoallergenic surface on it. It's 4 inches thick. It's got memory foam, so it remembers all the trauma of my past gets absorbed by this, and it leaves my own mind and body. So obviously I'm just sitting with my legs crossed. Close your eyes, relax, settle in, maybe a minute. Less talking, more feeling. Good, now we're going to chant Om together. I'm going to be very loud and bother my family members. Big inhale. Good. Okay. Now, one thing I find about doing yoga on the surface is I'm beginning to reclaim and recapture certain yoga poses that I've not done in a long time. And I find that to be really interesting. So you may see some things we haven't done for a while, but whatever it is, just always do what you can. If you can't do a pose, approximate it. If you can't approximate it, just get a big bowl of popcorn and join in. But more important than anything else is to like and subscribe, even if you don't like it. The motto here is like whether you like it or not, subscribe whether you want to or not, because it helps spread yoga for everybody all the way around the world. Okay, good. We're broadcasting, the volume's on, this is good. I'm going to do a seated forward fold. We'll do our poses tonight. Some poses will be held for half a minute, as we get deeper into the yin and the restorative. But I find on this softer surface, my hips can relax, my thigh bones can externally rotate. I get a little more opening release of my lower back. I'm not forcing, and I simply find I can take more time on a softer surface. This may be my own experience, but I have nothing else to teach from, and I find it's the only way to teach authentically. Don't force, don't bounce, no rush, no agenda. On this surface, my elbows come down very easily. Don't force that. If you have a yoga bolster, this can always be put in front, and you can support yourself on your elbows like this. When I'm able to get my elbows down, sometimes in the interest of self-care, I will massage my third eye. Now, one of the goals of spiritual work for the great yogis is to open your third eye, but I personally can't wait. So I call this third eye LASIK, and I'm just going to scrape my third eye open. Now we'll hold still for 30 seconds. Yin yoga builds patience. It makes us take our time, enjoy the moment, We're always in a rush from the past to the future, and it's good to pause for a moment in the present. Reminds me of an old joke. The past, the present, and the future walk into a bar. It was tense. Okay, inhale and come on up. Good job. Now I'm in a smaller room tonight, so I can't do if I bring my arms out, I'm going to bang both sides of the wall. So I'm going to do a variation. I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go out carefully, going to bend my elbows. Then I'm going to bring my hands behind my back. Then I'm going to go up my back and out. And now that I trust it, I can bend my elbows, go behind my back. Welcome if you're just getting in. Welcome local Zoom friends. Welcome massive hordes of YouTubers around the world. Nice to have you on board. One more. And out. It's mercifully very, very temperate here in Sacramento. Normally it's like 160. Every time I come up here, it's about 190 degrees today. About 80. Really nice. Okay, now, is this the best yoga class ever? Stretching my legs out. Now, as I sink into my cushion a little bit, my hips sink, and I find that just sitting in this pose, I have to use some degree of engagement of my legs. Otherwise, I'll fall over backwards. This engagement of my legs gives me some stretch of my hamstrings, and we'll reach up for this pose, Dandasana. It's no one particular pose, it's the sequence. You put them together in a good, here's a word you may not have heard, sequacity, the study of sequence, sequacity. And then you enjoy the whole being greater than the sum of the parts, or at least some of the parts. Good, now I'm going to put my hands down on the floor, feet in, and lift up your bottom. Up you go. Good, sink down. If you're just getting in, I'm using a thicker, cushiony yoga surface. If you're just doing your regular surface, that's fine. Now in Baddha Konasana, which is feet in, knees out, just sinking in, I can feel significantly more relaxation ability to de-grip. And the purpose of yin yoga is to get out of this sympathetic nervous system, this kind of alert feeling in the body. We want to calm that down. And this helps me in my nervous system. So I'm gently just going to bring a little massage down into my legs. Now I'm going to lean forward, and if you're new to doing yoga, don't overdo it. Don't underdo it. Just do it. Don't bounce. Take your time. Good. On your next inhale, come on up. Okay, now, so far, pretty standard stuff. Well, let's throw in our wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Going to go back to an easier cross. Drop your chin. 1, 2. I'm so excited about doing some interesting yin that I almost forgot the head and the wrists and stuff. 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Now with my hands on my knees, my shoulders. 1. How could I leave this out? I've been doing this stuff for 20 years. Other way, polishing my knees at the same time. I got to tell you, just being on a softer surface really is helping me go through layers of my body and find a release that has been missing for me for a long time. 7, 8. Okay, good job. Now, I'm on the road, and fortunately my sister has a yoga bolster. I hope you have one too. And this next sequence is, I think, where using this surface really helps. I've got the bolster behind me, lengthwise. Now, if you do yoga with me a lot, you know one of my key positions is folding one shin under and having the knee out to the side, like that. I've been doing this for years, and now just initially being in this on this surface, I find that I have much more facility, and I can rotate my pelvis left and right, and I can move my pelvis in anterior and posterior rotation, just because I'm able to sink in a little bit, and I really like that. And now, if you do yoga with me, you know that in this pose, I always invite very bendy people to lean all the way back. And here's where I usually go when I'm on the floor in this pose. I'll usually lean back on my hands, and because of living in this body for as long as I have, there's no way I'm leaning all the way back. It's too much stress multiplied in just a couple of areas. Here's the brilliance of doing this on your bed or on this surface. And I'll get you one of these. Like and subscribe, I'll send one of these to you. But when I'm on this surface, my body weight is dispersed much more evenly around my body. So as I begin to lean back, no problem, no problem, no problem. I can lean back, and normally I cannot. So now I can spend some time in this pose. If you're brand new, if you're crispy in Cleveland, not so bendy in Baltimore, and you're still doing this on your floor or your yoga mat, do I want you to hurt yourself and just mimic what I'm doing? No, I want you to get one of these 4-inch trifold memory foam mattresses and begin to use this, because now, tonight, Yin's Day, July 30th, 2025, instead of being stuck here, stuck up here, now I'm in this pose, and when I lean back, there's so much more dispersion around my body that I can lean back. It's a damn miracle. I can even extend my left leg out. Now, it's been a good 20 years since I, in my practice with my very strong, uncompromising teacher, was able to do this. But because I'm on this surface, and because maybe you're doing this on your bed, you might be finding that this is available. Anyway, I'm going to do this for a minute with you guys. Don't go too far back. Just get one of these memory foam mattresses. I'll tell you where to get one. I bought 10 of these on Amazon of all different kinds, and I've settled on this one. It has the perfect surface, right size, portable, hypoallergenic. Colors go with my room. There's just nothing not to like. Plus I can do Supta Ardha Virasana again. My lower back can settle, hip flexor releases, right quadricep begins to soften, right ankle releases. My hips, instead of being wildly tilted over to the left, begin to level out. chest is level, diaphragmatic breathing, arms can go back over my head. It's dogs sleeping with cats. It's a miracle. Okay, really big inhale from the belly button. Exhale and release. Good. Now I'm back. I'm coming up. I'm going to drag this leg out. I'm going to go back to a cross-legged position. And I'm still relatively in one piece. And I like that. Now this other side is my injury side, and it's much better. I thank you for asking and all of your good wishes. But by doing this, a lot of this restorative yoga and working through deep areas of my body, not just physically, emotionally, psychologically, I find that the healing is really, it's coming together in a lot of different ways. Okay, so now on this side, I'm just going to be a little more careful. And again, if you're just doing this in your living room like we always do it, great, do what you can. Get a lot of bolsters and blankets. But on this side, same thing. I'm just going to take my left shin under, and I'm on my surface. Now on this side, I'm protecting by leaning more over to my right. That's how one protects. That way you keep from driving too much weight into this part of your body. And again, if you're a 13-year-old Romanian circus performer, then I'm sure you're enjoying watching old people suffer, but we're getting better every day. So again, because of this surface, I find I can rotate my pelvis left and right, possibly TMI. But I've got this nice anterior and posterior rotation, which I would not do on a hard surface. I wouldn't be able to. The top of my ankle opens up. I get a nice knee crease. My meniscus is not overly bothered by this. And then I am using a bolster here. And then instead of being stuck here, I can lean back. It's not as easy as the other side because I'm working through this injury, but I'm getting great spine. I'm getting good nerve flow down into my leg where I really need it. It's going all the way down to my left big toe. My whole sciatic nerve is being activated. I'm not leaning all the way back. And again, my protection after years of living in this body is I'm just tilted over to the right a little bit. I bet in a couple more weeks, as I work this style of yin, gentle, restorative yoga on this surface, I've been doing this at least once a day religiously, I'll be all the way on my back. I could extend my right leg out, but tonight I don't need that on this side. And there's no reason you can't use props here as well. So if I stuff this underneath my head, so this may not look like much, but in relation to what I could do on the floor, there is a significantly larger, more accessible range of motion. And that, kids, is the whole game. I can spend some time. I'm not wincing or gritting my teeth. Okay, really big inhale. Exhale, release. Okay, good. Coming out, dragging my leg out, bringing it back around to the front. So even that right there of my normal yoga sequence, way more capacity, accessibility, ability to spend time in the pose. And all that's going to do is going to just increase parasympathetic response in the body. And that's just about everything. So now, what's another pose that we've not done for a very long time because I simply don't add it to the mix anymore? Well, it's one of my favorite poses ever, and it is called pigeon pose, more formally known as Ekapada Raja Kapotasana pigeon pose. So for this, and again, I wouldn't do this pose on the other surface, on any other surface, but this makes it accessible primarily for my knees, and in this case, my lower back. But the way you get in this pose, it starts very simply. I'm just sitting at the front, and I'm sitting cross-legged. Then I take my left leg out. I lean to the right. I take this leg around, and then I just lengthen it around behind me. See that? Now I may have switched sides, it doesn't matter, but I got this leg extended behind me, and this, for me, I stopped doing this on a hard surface. On this surface, very accommodating. I can come down to my elbows, and now I can actually yin this pose. And by that, I simply mean spend a minute or 2 minutes in it. Again, if you're brand new and you're not using a softer surface, and just do what you can, but I'm just beginning to, I have to begin to introduce this at some point in the best way that I can. And here we go. When I get back home and I'm teaching this from my home studio, I'll probably show many of these poses from the side. It'll make it a little easier to understand. Now here's something else I haven't done for a very long time. Come up on my hands, sink my hips, and just add the back bend a portion of pigeon pose. My back bends are very simple, very easy. I'm not a deep back bender, but it doesn't matter the quantity of the pose, it matters the quality of the pose. Good, now here's something I hadn't been doing for probably 10 years. Just bending my, whichever leg is behind you, take the same arm out and grab the foot. Again, 10 years. And I can do this, it's not easy, but it's not impossible either on this surface. I can take some time. I can push the front of my left hip down as I draw the left foot in, or the right foot, whichever one you're using. Hand in front supports, and this glorious release of the front kinesthetic line of the body. Good, now I'm going to release that. Now watch this. I'm going to fold my back toes under. You see that? My heel is up, and I'm pushing my heel away, lifting the extended leg. And then here's one I really used to enjoy. It's called cat pigeon. I lift up, getting good spinal decompression, and then I sink down. And I really like folding the back toe under. It really gets down into my sciatic nerve. I push the heel away from me, and that is a positively splendid stretch through my hip flexor, which I really need right now. Good, now I relax the foot. I sink over to the opposite side. I drag the leg back around, like that. So I showed it from that angle. Now I'm going to go back to this angle. Now on this side, just because I've switched around and now I've gotten all screwed up with left and right, just make sure you do the other side. That's all that I ask. So for me, that means this leg stays in front, this leg comes out, this leg. And again, if you lean way over to the opposite side, it makes all this space, and it makes pigeon pose available for many humans who otherwise wouldn't be able to do it. And again, I had not been doing this for a long time because of my frayed meniscus. And it's not that bad, but this takes so much pressure out of my knee that it allows me to get back in this pose. And it feels like a lot of range of motion is coming back alive again. That, man, it just felt like it was dying. So I'm really trying to put this injury to good use. And you know, the great prayer, great good comes from this. The bad thing always leads to something interesting if we remain faithful and diligent. But anyway, I'm in pigeon pose on this side. I'm using my hands to moderate the sensation. On this side, I can make it down to my elbows. And now for the first time in 5 or 10 years, I can enjoy pigeon pose. I can spend some time in it. I got to tell you, I am positively in love. I am enamored with the feeling of the body weight, instead of being plowed into 1 or 2 excruciating pressure points, to be dispersed far more globally across my nervous system. For me, this is the real key to yin yoga. Okay, then I'm going to come back up on my pause. What else can I do that I've not done in a while? Well, I can do the back bend portion. Now, again, I wish I was a deep back bender and can lean all the way back in some radical, seductive format. But for me, just to support myself on my arms and lean back is really a great sensation. It's all the back bend I need. Now, while I'm getting spinal extension, I can turn the front of this right hip down into the mat, and then I can explore greater depth, but in a way that feels very safe and it's not threatening. It doesn't stimulate alert. It stimulates curiosity, investigation inside of my body. Now, what else is available to me that I haven't done for a while? Well, supporting myself on this hand, bending the back knee. This may be a challenge. This is I can get the back foot. Boy, it's been a long time since I've done that. It is such a pleasure, but it's not gruesome. It's not teeth gritting. It's like, ooh, I can breathe into this. I can feel and find my way into the pose. One of these days, I'll be leaning back again. I'll be tickling the back of my head with my right toes. Might be a couple weeks. I'm making friends with yoga poses I've not done for a long time. Good, now I'm going to release that. And now here's this part. I'm going to fold the back toes under and lift up my heel and really push my right heel back. Ooh, as I do that, I sink the front of my right hip down. Lord's a leap, and that just gets areas that I forgot that I had areas. I love that. I love that. Snaps my back toe open. Good, I can even do cat pigeon again, a very limited version, but I can lift up round my spine. Then I can sink down, turn my back foot over, and then that's pigeon sequence, or, a variation of it. Bring my leg back around. Excellent. Boy, there's some poses from the archives. And I actually find that for me, it brings me right to the edge between my sympathetic and parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system. By that, I mean the place between fight and flight and the ability to relax. And one of the beautiful aspects of yin yoga, this is not anesthesia. This is not, hey, I just want to do numb yoga. This is the sensitive capacity for individuals to find the line between the end of their range of motion and new opening, not just physically, emotionally, psychologically as well. Okay, now what's another sequence that I can do in this that I haven't done for a while? Well, here's what I find very interesting about this cushion or your bed is that I can come onto all fours. The first thing I find doing cats and cows on a softer surface, it definitely stretches my wrists more into dorsiflexion, almost to the edge of my capacity, but it's in so much more of a slow and patient feeling. I love the cushion underneath my knees, ups and downs. Now, here's what I'm talking about. My knees are hip distance apart. Now, I have very stiff toes, but on a softer surface, I can fold my toes under. I can go over my feet, and I can just push myself back into a squat. And again, I've not been squatting in my yoga classes because I've been avoiding it and trying to work around it. But now, in a squat, my heels don't come down, but they almost do. And the way the weight moves through my feet, I get this glorious stretch of my anterior tibialis. Yes, my Achilles tendons. Ooh, man, my soleus muscles, which had gotten really tight from not doing squatting. So I'm able to hold a squat, sink into it. I feel like I'll get my heels down. I can lean forward and just drop my knees a little and stretch especially my sort of crystallized left big toe. So I'm feeling a lot of stuff I ain't felt for a while. Hope you are too. Now from here, without busting my butt, I just bring my hands behind, and I love the ability to just drop back and extend my legs out. Now, if you're 20 years old, the ability to move your body through that range of motion, that's, whatever. But if you're 50 or 60 or 70, I'm approaching 70 years old. I know I don't look a day under 69, but that's a cool range of motion. Cats and cows, on your knees, into a squat, and then back to a sit. Then you counterpose with bridge, and then you sink down. Now this is super cool. I bring my feet in, hip distance apart. I bring my knees forward. I would not do this on a yoga mat. I'll do it on this surface. Now right here, because of the stiffness of my toes, God just decided to give me stiff toes. Everything else, very grateful, but stiff toes. If I rock back and forth, you might maybe very easily can bring your knees down. If I come forward and then I can get my knees down. Now, here's something I haven't done for 5 years. Knees down, toes folded under, ankles dorsiflexed, hands behind me. Again, been a long time, but I can breathe into it, and then I can lift my body weight forward, come back onto my hands, and that's the sequence, isn't it? So this is going to be the fountain of youth. If this is very challenging, you're just going to chunk it out on this surface. If you're 20 years old and it's really easy, but for many of us, we're going to regain and refine this. Again, here, I'll do it slightly faster. All fours, knees wide, toes fold under, back over my feet, squat, sit, extend, hands behind, feet in, bottoms up, sink down, feet in, over your toes. Ouch, I don't like this, but I'm a yogi. Okay, back to kneeling with my toes fold under. Not a chance I'm doing this on a hard surface. Just no way. I can do it. On my hands, cats and cows. Okay, that concludes that. If nothing else, I'm just getting the point across that I'm going to begin to enliven and revivify, a whole series of yoga movements that had been largely missing. Now, what else have I been leaving out of the mix? God, you'd think I was a slacker, but knees wide, big toes together, and I hadn't done a child's pose, but because of the way the pressure is relieved on my knees, my booty, I can bring my booty down to here. I'm on my elbows, and I can even lay it out and go on one ear or the other. So child's pose is back in the game. Very mild version, obviously. My crotch should be all the way down, but I'm just doing the best I can. Don't overdo it. And if you're wondering what this feels like, go up. I've invited you to go into your bed, try it out. Other ear. Really nice release of my shoulder girdle, arms extended forward, neck release. Can spend a little time in the situation. Good. Now I'm going to pull my hands in. I'm going to come up. My knees, this still feels a little dicey, but compared to doing it on a hard surface. Good. That's enough of that. Going to come out of that. Now, how's my time? I'm so excited. I could go for hours with this, and I will in the future. Now, here's another whole dynamic I think is really revolutionary about doing this on the surface. And the poses where it really matters is laying on your back twist. And as teaching yoga as long as I have and having friends do yoga on their, watching so many bodies over the years, I see so many friends struggling in this. And if you do this, if you do it on the back twist with yourself on a softer surface, your ability to relax and get your body to actually, your upper body to release from your lower body will be really, really nicely increased. So again, I'm on my back. And even for a twist, I do put a bolster. That's too much underneath my neck, but I do recommend something. So just this thin little pillow. Again, I'm on the road, so I'm using the good stuff that I got. Now, for a twist, I'm bringing my knees in. I'm going to grab my right knee, going to bring it in. I do this in all my classes, but I find doing this on the softer surface, my knee comes in much, much more. And I find in this, if I lift up and bring the knee into the midline, I can get my elbow over the top. I couldn't do this on a hard surface. It's just too much pressure pushed into one or two places. But now I can get my elbow over my knee and I can relax my head back down. Now I can really, really yin this pose because I can let the major pressure points of my body relax. Left leg, hips release, lower back decompresses, shoulders relax, and a beautiful support of my neck. I can drop my chin. I can let my breath become parasympathetic, diaphragmatic breathing. Good, now that's the warm up for the twist on the back. Now here's the cool part. I take my right knee and I sweep it all the way over, just like yoga practice any other time, except because I'm on the softer surface, this knee comes down and my head is supported. And now my right shoulder and right arm I'm not going to force it, but I'm telling you, my ability to open up my torso to the right is so much more than on a hard surface because of the way the skeletal weight sinks into the bed or the foam. In fact, and again, I'm just watching my own experience. My right elbow comes down pretty easily. My right shoulder relaxes. My head is supported. My knee is over on this side. Now, instead of being in a rush to get out of the pose, we can actually do yin yoga and spend a minute letting the upper body release to the right while the lower body is nicely and securely positioned over to the left. Instead of breathing 5 times a minute, just by attention and intention, I can move down to maybe 4 breaths in a minute, maybe 3 breaths in a minute. And for me, just because of my familiarity with it, probably two breaths in a minute. It can really slow down. I can use my left elbow to leverage my torso very gently, very softly over to the right. And now, for the first time in a long time, in this kind of twist, my right shoulder has released all the way down. Just that is not going to happen on a hard surface. Yoga in bed, it is the best. Our beds just sit there unoccupied 18 or 16 hours of the day. Now you can begin to build this into your practice. Or if you're one of my local Bay Area friends, I'm going to get a bunch of these cushions and I will help you acquire one. They're really nice 4-inch memory foam trifold cushions. At the end of practice, I can fold this thing up. It's no bigger than a suitcase, very light, easy to carry, can bring it to class. Good big inhale. Exhale. Good, now I'm going to bring this knee back up. Now my hips naturally slid on this nice surface over to the right, but now I can slide my booty. I love the slippery. I don't like sticky mats. I don't like the feeling of being stuck to the floor. To me, that is not a pleasurable, it's not a relaxing feeling. I like the feeling that my body weight can move easily when I go through various points of pressure. Right leg out, left knee in. This is my sore side, but feeling much better. I can move the knee around, getting some nice nerve flow down into my hip. And again, because of the softer surface, I can lift up my head, neck, and shoulders. I can take my left elbow over my left knee. Now on this side, I'm not for a little while, I'm not going to bring my right elbow over, but feel free. I think you'll find it to be the most delightful feeling if you're doing this on your bed. And just relax, no twist yet. Just let this sink into our body. This is just the opening session of this. I will be introducing much more extensive sequences. We'll be pulling many poses out of the archives that we've not done for a long time. It's going to be it's going to be the fountain of youth, so to speak, but safe, accessible, patient, prudent. Okay, now the twist. I'm going to take my knee, my left knee, it's all the way in and all the way over. Now I can take my butt and I can push it back, my butt back behind me over to the left. Support my neck. I can easily pin my left knee down with my right hand. I can keep the leg in. Now my lower body is really nicely sinking into the surface. No rush, no pressure to open up my left shoulder. I'm just going to let that happen on its own, but still pretty easy to bring my left hand down. I can use the side of my little mattress as a exceedingly gentle little dial to dial up a little more twist. My neck is beautifully supported, and rather than having all the weight in just 2 or 3 areas, it's really, my favorite word this week is dispersion. My weight is much more dispersed around all of my body, and because of that, my accessibility to range of motion is much increased. It's like having a much larger vocabulary of movement. My left elbow easily comes down now, and that would not be accessible doing this on a yoga mat on a hard surface. It just wouldn't be. There's nothing wrong with that kind of yoga, but this is a new way to do it. My left shoulder is almost down simply through patience. Breath is slowing, 5 beats a minute, probably down to, or 5 breaths per minute. 3 breaths per minute. What's that going to do to our nervous system? Really down regulate us and help us get into rest and relaxation mode. Way deeper into the pose. Good, big inhale. Exhale, way deeper with less effort. Now, that's simply just smart. That's working smart and not hard. Now, as I get out of the twist, as I push into my feet, my hips, which have naturally moved over to the left, slide back to the center. Now, I'm going to come up and chat with you for just a sec. Now, here's what I'm going to say. One other spectacular pose on this surface is Shavasana. I got to tell you, it's like being on a cloud. So Shavasana on a hard floor feels great. But I'll tell you, when you can get your whole skeleton to relax, my knees over my bolster that my sister kindly loaned me, and as I lay on my back, again, all the weight of my skeleton sinks in. It is like literally being in the hands of the angels, neck supported, arms down by the side of my body. I can wiggle. And now, just like a good memory foam mattress, what's your yoga sleep number? I can sink in. And I know I've been sort of excitable about showing some poses and some ideas. And maybe you did this on a softer surface and maybe you didn't. Maybe you're interested in. I shopped on Amazon for a very long time and I found this beautiful version. I bought 10 different kinds. This one's on sale for 33% off. And so just $59 for this mat I'm going to be using for the rest of my life. And I'll get a bunch of them, but if you're interested and you're local, let me know. I'll send you the link. Now, 5 minutes and I won't bother you with any more noise. Really let yourself take advantage of this deep permission and opportunity to relax. On this surface, I really don't need or want anything underneath my neck. My neck, my cervical spine, my neck spine is just naturally occupied with the memory foam as the weight of my head and my shoulders sinks in. One more minute, enjoy. Okay, there's the sound of my voice. We'll start to breathe back toward our much regenerated, rejuvenated, and restored bodies. Much infilled with endogenous morphines and good feels. We'll wiggle our fingers and toes. Good, now even fetal position feels glorious on this surface. I bring my knees in and just roll over. I'm going to roll over my left side. Good friends around the world, we'll sit up together after trying something a little different, or at least considering it or watching me do it. Good, we'll bring our hands into our heart. We'll thank the infinite higher organizing principle, God, love, source, for stimulating us with new ideas and revolutionary new ways of doing things. We're never meant to do the same thing over and over again. It's not the way the universe works. And all together around the world, we say namaste. So signing off from Sacramento, California, send prayers and good healing wishes to my beloved sister. She's doing great. And please like and subscribe. And if this seems weird or awkward or unusual, good. It's good to try something different. It's certainly having an impact on me. So Avida Sane and Arrivederci to my friends around the world. My computer's way over there, so I got to slide over to get it, and then I'll say hello to my Bay Area friends. It's weird doing yoga on the road. Okay, so bye, YouTubers. Great turn.